Hello, BPC 110 students. Welcome to week 6. And this week we're going to be covering Excel Chapter 2. And Excel Chapter 2 is working with formulas and functions. So in that chapter, you'll learn how to build and edit formulas. You'll learn about this mathematical order of operations. And in the resources section in the Module 6, there's a couple of videos, short videos, on using absolute references and the mathematical order of operations. Those are very important things to understand when you're creating formulas in Excel. So please take just a very few minutes, probably less than 5 minutes each, to watch those videos and understand them before you attempt doing the post-test and the guided project. Of course, there's also the guided project video that demonstrates how to complete the guided project. I would suggest trying to do it on your own first. And if you get stuck, you have the video to help you get over those places where you get stuck. So just real quickly, I wanted to show you a couple of things in Excel. So this is an Excel spreadsheet, an example of an Excel spreadsheet, but I'm just going to create a blank worksheet here. And when you create formulas, of course, you can always just enter a formula. Every formula begins with an equal sign. And then you can just reference other formulas or other cells in your worksheet. And then you can use the arithmetic operators like the plus sign, and then you can add that to cell D1 and hit enter. So in that case, it's 0 because there's nothing in C1 or D1. But if we put numbers in there, like 2 here and 5 there, now the result is different. Now, when you go through the order of the video on the arithmetic order of operations, it'll help you understand more about using these arithmetic operators in your formulas. And the order that you put them in is going to determine, to some extent, what you get as a result in your result cell. Okay, so that's one thing. The other thing that you're going to be learning is about using functions. So one way to do this, an alternative way to do this, if we copy these cells down here, an alternative way would be to put an equal sign and then use a function to add these cells together. So, and for this example, I'm going to delete this column B here so that these cells are right next to the cell with the formula. So here we could put equal sign and then use the sum function, which if we go over here on your home tab, in the editing section, there's the sigma symbol. And if I click on that, that'll insert the sum function there. And now it's just summing A1 because it's guessing that we want to add the cell that's just above it. But what we really want is for it to add these two numbers together. So if you select the cells that you want, then it'll put the right formula in there. Okay, so I'm going to put that, I'm going to insert that column back in there just for reference. And I'm going to put that equal sign and do the sum function again. And this time it's guessing we want to add those two numbers directly above it. And that may be what we want to do. But if it's not, we can also just highlight the cells that we do want and then hit enter. Okay, so on another way, and when you're doing other functions, there's a lot of, these are the most commonly used functions under this sigma sign. So there'll be sum, average, count, max. So we can use the, right here, we can use the count numbers and it'll just insert. I didn't even have to put the equal sign. It'll put it in there for me and it'll count the numbers there. And it should give me the answer of 3 because there's 3 numbers there. Okay. We could also do average, same thing right here where we select average, and now it'll average all the numbers that are directly above it. If we only wanted to average the first 3, we can just say, okay, we only want the first three like that, and select that, and it'll say 7 because it's 7 in all three of those cells. But if we include the fourth cell, so we can go up here and edit the formula and put the fourth cell in there. Now you can see the blue highlighted area includes this 3. Now if we do that, it's the average formula, and the average of 21 and 3, which is 24, divided by 4 is 6. Okay. So that's another way. So this is the most commonly used functions, but there's lots of other functions in Excel, and that's what makes it very powerful. Okay. So if we want to, we can go up here to the Formulas tab, and there are all these different categories of formulas. So we can, of course, click on the math and trig functions, and you'll find the sum function all the way down at the bottom, or towards the bottom. And we can click sum, and that'll bring up this function arguments pane. And a nice thing about this is some of these formulas, or some of these functions in the Formulas tab, have a number of arguments, and it'll explain what the function does. So in this case, the explanation is it adds all the numbers in a range of cells. Okay, and then you can put the range of cells here, or you can have it be like, for instance, we could put here A4, and then we could put A1. So right there, and then say OK, and it'll be 10. That formula is, or that's just 2 cells that we're adding together. Okay. Or if I want to edit that, I can click on this F sub X, and that'll bring up the function arguments dialog box again. And I can delete this one and then go back to a range of cells. So if I've just got this highlighted, I can just do this. Okay. But I don't want it to be plus that. I can just say A1 through A5. And then click OK. And now it adds all these numbers together. It would be just the same as if we did the on the Home tab. And the auto sum, or the sigma symbol, is also there on the Formulas tab, so you can use it from there as well. So if we just clicked on sum, then it puts that, just the ones that are just above it. But we want all of them, so we can do like that, hit enter. So you get the idea, but I just wanted to make sure that you understand these different categories. This is related to text in cells, because you can store text or numbers in Excel, and this will work with text. So if we've got my first name here, and then I tab over and put my last name in the cell next to it, let's say I want to have that in the same cell. I can go up here to the text category and use the concat function. And that'll bring up the function arguments for the concat function. So that'll concatenates a list or a range of text strings. So if I want to, I can, for my first text string, I can put this B7. And then for the second text string, I can put a space. All I have to do is hit the space bar and then hit the tab, and I'll go down to the next one. And then for this text 3, I'll just choose what's in C7 and then click OK. So now if I put other people's name, like put one of my kids' names here, and I can go down and put other names, and then I can take that and copy that cell down by using the fill handle. And now, even though these are in separate columns, now I have them in one column, and I can auto fit that so that it adjusts to meet the length of strings that we want, or the longest length of string that's in that column. Okay, so you're going to learn a lot about the functions and how to use those and how to use formulas. So I hope that helps you out. Let's go back to the module here again. So of course you'll have the Excel Chapter 2 post-test, and that's something that you want to do. Go through the lesson, just like you've done in the previous sections, and then after you've gone through the lesson, take the post-test, and then after you've taken the post-test, you should be fairly familiar with the features that you'll need to use in doing the guided project. Okay? Okay, thanks for watching and have a great week. Again, don't hesitate to reach out to me if you need help.